Previously, I made a video breaking down the lyrics of Drake's Iceman album, on which he responded to several people he's been beefing with like Kendrick Lamar, A$AP Rocky, and his many references to the lawsuit with the record label Universal Music Group, or UMG. He released music videos for most of the songs on the album, and in this video I'm going to be breaking down the videos that feature references to the feuds as well. Remember, this is focused on the videos that appear to have some sort of reference, so the videos that don't are going to be skipped over. We're going to start off with the video for track 3, Whisper My Name. The video starts off with a scene from the 1934 cartoon Jack Frost. Drake, being the Iceman, would be Jack Frost in this situation. The camera pulls back so you can see that the TV is being watched by multiple masked men that seem like they're about to pull off a caper of sorts. Multiple monitors are seen that show various scenes. One of them in particular, however, is shown to be a warehouse that Drake visits later on in the Make Them Know video, so I'll be getting more into detail on that later. One of the men has a hat on that says "Virginia is for lovers," and he's loading up a shotgun. Now, who has Drake been dissing that's from Virginia? Yeah, Pusha T and Pharrell Williams. I've made a video before about his beef with Pusha T, so check that out for the background on their beef. The masks the men are wearing have long noses like Pinocchio, the puppet whose nose grows when he tells a lie. So that could be a reference to the people that are dissing Drake being liars. The masked men then get into a car, and in the back seat is a backpack which seems to have some importance. It then goes to a scene of Drake at a cemetery with a woman by his side and a bunch of black SUVs, clearly rolling deep. He's wearing white, which appears to be yet another subliminal, as typically the color black is worn at funerals. So it would seem that Drake is saying that he's alive and well and his career is not dead from the beef as people have been saying about him. Then a scene is shown where the vehicle the masked men from the beginning were in has flipped over and their bodies are laid out on the ground. Drake then walks past their bodies with the mysterious backpack they had and gets into a vehicle of his own. The backpack could symbolize a few different things. Perhaps it is a reference to him taking back his career from people who are trying to steal it or ruin it in a sense. However, in Iceman episode 2 on Drake's YouTube channel, he also had a backpack on him, so this very well might be a reference to that. Or maybe it's just entirely random, but given that Drake is known for subliminal disses and what this album has been about, I lean more to the side of there being some kind of meaning behind it. That same backpack also makes an appearance in Drake's video for Don't Worry. The woman that's with him in this video is also seen with him in the video for the next song on the album, Janice STFU. So there's clearly some kind of theme or story amongst some of these videos. There's some speculation that the woman in the videos represents Beyonce and that the funeral that Drake is attending is Jay-Z's, which to me seems to be a big reach. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. The video for track 5, Shebang, isn't full of references or anything, but there is one that is definitely worth noting. The video starts off with a scene featuring a globe in the background, and when the beat drops, it blows up. The rest of the video is mostly slow motion scenes of the explosion. The globe is almost certainly a reference to UMG, as their logo is a globe and Drake has been suing them for a while now. So essentially that could be seen as a metaphor for him exposing or blowing up the label with his lawsuit. The video for track 7, Make Them Pay, appears to have some references as well. The video is animated and features Drake walking into a 24/7 store at night to get something to drink. Also in the store are creatures that are trying to attack him, but he just continues about his business while they all just fail at even touching him for various reasons. For example, one of them tries to jump at him and hits their head when Drake is opening the fridge to get a bottle of water, and another one pulls out a gun but slips on water and shoots at the ceiling instead. Drake then goes outside and someone else is waiting to attack him, but it backfires and he hits himself. Oddly enough, this person in particular took their heart out of their body to use it to attack Drake. That would appear to be a reference to Kendrick Lamar's Heart series. Remember in May 2024, Drake responded to Kendrick's tracks Meet the Grams and Not Like Us with the track The Heart Part 6, which was him copying Kendrick's song name, as up to that point Kendrick had released The Heart Part 5, but not 6 yet. That wound up being released a few months later on his album GNX. The various attacks aimed at Drake in this video are all references to his feuds with other artists. The attacks of course being diss tracks, but Drake is showing himself to be seemingly unbothered as shown by his Iceman moniker. After the failed attacks, a man in a suit is trying to entice him with a suitcase full of money, but the ashes from his cigar burn the cash. Then his skin melts off oddly enough, leaving him a skeleton, and Drake goes up to him and takes his chain off his neck, which transforms into an Iceman chain. The man in a suit and the chain that Drake takes and transforms is a likely metaphor to UMG and his contract with the label, which he is trying to get out of. Evidence of that being the case is pretty clearly heard in the song itself, as it samples the song Free by Denise Williams, and Drake also sings about how he wants to be free before and after his verse. What would he want to be free from? You guessed it, UMG. The video for track 8, Burning Bridges, starts out with a first-person view going through a restaurant to a secret location, which is revealed to be a gathering of Drake and friends having a private celebration of sorts. Now this is probably the funniest part of any of these videos. Remember on the song Drake talks about someone's baby mama not posting a single? During this part in the video, Drake and some of the people in attendance mock Rocky with the peekaboo gesture. As I said in the previous video, it comes across a bit bitter, but with the addition of the video, it adds a layer of humor as well. Next up is track 13, Too Hard for the Radio. And this one doesn't have much to say at all as far as the video goes. Drake is at the CN Tower just like he is on the video for Bees on the Table and from the album cover of Views, and on the album Some Sexy Songs for You, there's a song called CN Tower as well, so it's a pretty prevalent theme in his music. In this video, however, when the beat switches and Drake is calling someone lil nigga and lil boy, he makes a gesture for someone being short, which of course is another reference to Kendrick given their height difference. On track 15, Little Birdie, the video features a black man dancing erratically outside of a strip club and then going inside to continue dancing. Several strippers are seen getting ready, but instead of dancing, they're seen sitting in seats in front of the stage where the dancing man from the beginning continues to dance while they look on seemingly uninterested. This is rumored to be a reference to Kendrick Lamar's video for the song Rich Spirit from his album Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, as in that video he's seen dancing around a hotel room by himself in a similar fashion. This also goes back to the Drake song Give Me a Hug, as on the first verse he has the lines, "Funny how it's only bitch niggas that are waiting on the boy's obituary, cause if I die, it's these niggas that become the sole beneficiary, and what the fuck are they gonna do with it? Have the girls up at 29 on stage twerking with a dictionary?" In the video, the women weren't even twerking, but they certainly seemed bored by the male dancer, just like you might be bored from reading a dictionary. Side note, I used to read a dictionary sometimes when I was a kid. As much as I like words and all that, I wouldn't call it something that was fun really, so I get it. The last track is Make Them Know. And this one I spoke about briefly on the previous video where I talked about the lyrics of the songs. The video starts off with Drake getting out of a truck at a warehouse and he's carrying a container of what appears to be gasoline. He walks into the warehouse, which is full of phones that are making comments on social media. One of the scenes shows a phone on a post for Kendrick's song Not Like Us, which is the reference to the allegations of UMG boosting the streams for the song. Then Drake is seen pouring gas on the phones and lighting a match, then walking out of the warehouse while everything burns. I mentioned in a previous video that this is one of my favorite songs on the album, and that is still true at the time of writing this. The video is pretty simple and doesn't need a lot of deciphering, especially if you know anything at all about Not Like Us and Drake's lawsuit. Granted, I don't necessarily agree with this whole botting streams thing. If UMG did it for Kendrick, they could and probably have done it for Drake, so it sounds a bit hypocritical coming from him. As As I said in the beginning, this is a breakdown of the references in the videos that appear to be related to Drake's beefs and or the lawsuit. There's obviously more references to other things in the videos, like the whole Iceman factory thing that he works for in some of the videos, or the fact that the scene with Drake standing in front of a bunch of guns is in both the videos for What Did I Miss and Plot Twist. On top of that, the artwork for the album cover itself is a picture of a hand wearing a glove that appears to be Michael Jackson's famous rhinestone glove. Remember, Drake and Kendrick had multiple lines referencing Michael Jackson and Prince and comparing each other and themselves. There's obvious themes to this album and the videos which I do like to see. A lot of stuff artists put out seem to be so disconnected and just tossed together for the sake of putting out an album or whatever. Speaking of connected, as I mentioned earlier, this video is connected to the one I put out previously about the disses in the lyrics on the Iceman album. Leave a comment in the comment section below with your thoughts on the music videos and let me know if you've found any other references that are aimed at Drake's opponents, as there very well might be more. Remember, almost every single song on the album has a music video for it. Head to the links in the description to follow the channel on other platforms, as well as to join the Discord server and join the Patreon.